Lights up, mic on. Time to meet the minds behind the magic. This is Know Your Dev. Let the story begin. No, yo, yeah, yo, 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 yeah. Know your dev, know your dev. Let the world see who they are. Know your dev, know your dev. Every builder is a star. Step inside the show. Where the big ideas grow. Know your dad, know your dad. Let's go, let's go. Beat drops, hearts pop, here's the moment we start. Where creators share the map of how they follow their heart. From a spark to a plan, from the plan to the code. Every dev has a journey, every journey has a road. We explore, we adore, bringing stories to life. Let the kids and the dreamers feel the power tonight. It's the show where imagination meets the truth they tell. Welcome in, grab a seat, this is Know Your Dad. The world see who they are. Know your dad, know your dad. Every builder is a star. Step inside the show. Somewhere where the big ideas grow. Know your dad, know your dad. Come on, let's go, let's go. Old school rhythm with a big cartoon grin. Every Sunday we unlock where the legends begin. We ask how, we ask why, we uncover the clown. From the first tiny sketch to the moment it shines. Kids listening at home get inspired for real. To create, to imagine, to invent what they feel. Cause the future gets built by the dreamers who dare. And on KYD, every dream gets shared. Know your dad. Let the world see who they are. Know your dad. Know your dad. Every builder is a star. Step inside the show. So where the big ideas grow. Know your dad. Know your dad. Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, 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 yo! Good morning, beautiful people of the ledger, and welcome to Know Your Dev. It's another KYD Sunday, my friend. This space exists for one simple reason: to give builders the mic, let the community hear directly from them. No narrative, no speculations, no noise, just real conversation. This is a recorder space. One of the biggest value of KYD is that you basically create a permanent reference, so you, the builders, can share this conversation in the future with anyone who has any questions about your project. And even if they couldn't be here right now, that's okay. We can start this show, and you can share with them later. This is just a quick reminder, basically on the tone. This is a respectful space. Questions are welcome. Accusations are not. Builders are here voluntarily, and we appreciate them stepping into the conversation. Today, we're joined by XRPL Awesome Possum. Thank you for being here and taking your time to share with the community, my friend. I'm looking forward to our conversation. How are you doing today?
Yeah, not bad. Thanks for having me. It's been good. So, yeah, great way to start the Sunday, talking some dev stuff. And I seen this space I think pop up last week, and I thought it was like such a breath of fresh air. Because you usually see these these hype spaces, and it's all about meme coins and stuff, but no one actually ever talks to the devs or sees what we're building and stuff. So, yeah, just happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Man, I appreciate you. Yeah, no, definitely. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to start this, right? This is only the second episode. There's going to be more to come. I wish we can continue our conversation in the future. Maybe a year from now, we'll come back to the mic, or maybe even sooner, but maybe we will have a bigger audience. But yes, definitely, I agree. We need no more anonymous dev. And there are people out there that are actually building real things that they don't get the recognition they deserve. And this is why I basically wanted to amplify that, which is why obviously KYD was born. So I appreciate you for giving me your time at these early stages of my journey. But hopefully I can do you justice. Let's go ahead. I want to kind of set a little bit of the context, right? Over the past few months, We've seen communities hurt by projects where basically there were no structures, right? There was not no clear structure. Wallet concentration wasn't understood, or even incentives were not well explained. This space is not about any fear or any pointing fingers. This is about clarity for the community. I personally believe the devs deserve to get paid. Builders should be rewarded for their work. This is never an issue of compensation. The issue is how is it structured and whether it protects the community long term. Right. So some of today's questions will touch on transparency, structure, and alignment. These are not accusation by any means. They're opportunity to explain basically your thinking and giving the community some confidence. Right. So with that said, let's start this rumble, my friend. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us how this project came to life?
Yeah, so like my real name is Chris Gretzky. I go by Gork online, and like my friends always called me Gork since like my high school days and stuff like that, because I always got my last name wrong. But yeah, like me and my brother started this project about over 4 years ago now, before there's even NFTs on the XRPL. And we were always big collectors and just big fans of, like, because we grew up in the 80s and 90s and stuff like that. So when we like moved around a lot, we had to get rid of a lot of our old collectibles because we couldn't like move them across country with us. My parents like forced us to get rid of them. And so we grew up like playing a lot of video games and just having fun and like, yeah, collecting in the 80s. So now with NFTs and stuff, we see these as like just these digital collectibles, and it's like, wow, like you could do so much with this kind of stuff. And as long as you have people willing to put the time in and build out some infrastructure and some fun things to do with these NFTs, like you could really make something really cool with it, right? So one day my brother called me up, and we were probably talking about, about MetaMask and NFTs on Ethereum back in the day, like I don't know, probably back in the 2020s or whatever, right? Seems like so long ago. But now he's like, hey, like there's this new thing called the XRPL. It's like way faster, it's cheaper, it's kind of like green tech. You don't have to spend like thousands of dollars just to get a token going on there, kind of thing. So this might be a great place for us to kind of start our own project in, because I've been a graphic designer my whole life, kind of thing, since I was like graduated high school. Um, my brother's like, hey, like, do you want to do the artwork for this kind of thing? And I was like, oh, sure, right? Like, this sounds perfect. So I remember even being in the 90s and people saying, like, the internet's going to be a fad, like, it's going to be over, like, no one's going to ever use this stuff anymore. And yeah, so like for him to come and say like, hey, you want to start this project, like it meant so much to me too, because you get older and like you kind of grow apart from your family and stuff. But this project has really brought me and him closer together as brothers, and just kind of gave us something to work towards as a whole. And it's just been such a blessing just being a part of this project. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say, but
Well, no, I'll tell you what. I mean, we can do a back and forth, right? So I actually enjoy what you just shared. I mean, 4 years ago, you basically with your high school friend, your brother getting involved, playing video games in the 80s. That's all me right there, right? And now we're here today with digital collectibles, and you're actually taking a stance on that and actually making it into the real world. Basically, you're applying those things. So that's definitely something great to touch on, and I appreciate you for sharing that. Now, because I've never actually seen the project, this is my first time talking to you. I do want some more information, right? And also for the listeners, I want to know what does your project actually do today? Is it just an NFT project, or there's something else? Is it just digital collectible?
yeah, so with Jason, like he came in and asked me to do some artwork for him and stuff. And like right away, I've always had this video game idea in my head probably since I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I've never had a chance to actually make it. And kind of on a personal level, I was in a car accident about 8 years ago, and it was like life threatening. My life flashed before my eyes, and like I was flying through the air. I was like, when I hit the ground, I'm never gonna tell my mom I love her again. This kind of stuff. And then I woke up in the hospital, and I was like, whoa, like. And then I started thinking to myself, like, no one's gonna create this video game because I'm like in my 40s now, and no one's ever done it yet. And this is like my call to action to get my ass in gear and do it myself. So this game I had. It's like basically a choose your adventure RPG, like role playing game. You come in, you have to save your file, you come back, and you kind of keep building your character, kind of thing. And with NFTs, I thought this is just gonna be the perfect blend to kind of add some more utility into it. So right away, Jason's like, "Hey, let's make a project about like NFT collectibles." I'm like, "Hey, we could take this to the next level and do something even more with it, right?" So we basically are an NFT project, We didn't want to get into meme tokens and stuff because we thought that just extract liquidity from our own community, and we'd rather just have people buy our own NFTs. And then on our side, we're going to be the ones building the utility into these. So you buy the NFT once, and then we're going to keep building utility into this until the day I die. So I think that's a lot different than most people do with their projects, because it's more about just getting the hype going, and then 6 months down the road there's like some new flashy token that people want to get into, so they kind of try to like go that direction. Whereas with us, we want to actually do something with the NFT that we first came out with like 4 years ago, and then once we get our video game up and running, which I'm working on right now, then we can go into the next thing and build some more utility into the same token, so people don't have to keep spending money over and over and over. But if they like invest us early, then they can join the ride with us and keep collecting and getting bonuses as incentives as time goes on. Um, yeah, so like with this game that I'm building right now, I've been to Apex 2 years in a row now. The first year was in Amsterdam, and then last year was in Singapore. And the first year I kind of went there because I had this idea for the game, as you know, but I didn't really know if I should be, coding it in like JavaScript or C++, or like what the proper coding language is supposed to be. And so I talked to like Dennis and a bunch of these other high-end XRPL guys, and they basically told me that JavaScript is basically the way to go. It's because it's super simple and it deals with like objects on the internet and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, 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 right? So I went home after that first Apex in Amsterdam, and that's when I made the little demo game that we have. So it does. You can go on our website right now at xrplawesomepossum.com and play the little demo. And usually it takes me about an hour to beat it. Usually things it takes other people about 2 hours, just because I actually made it, so I kind of know the ins and outs. But if you beat that, I'll actually send you guys, whoever beats it, like a little NFT reward saying like, oh, you beat the demo of Possum Tales. And then for that NFT, I'm actually adding utility into our full game. So it's almost like a badge. If you're here for like the pre-days, you'll get all these cool NFTs and perks that you'll be able to take into our full game kind of deal. And another thing too about this video game that we're making is it's because we're on the XRPL and it's decentralized. Like we're able to read the whole ledger, and I could pop in whatever NFT I want into my video game if I'm willing to put the effort into it. And so back in the day, before NFTs were even around, before XLS 20, before XLS 14, all the projects that were on the XRPL used just to get together, used to do like art collabs and just try to help each other out, because there wasn't really anything to do besides that, and it really helped build the community. And so now with all these projects that we got together with, like I want to add all their NFTs into my video game, because most projects come by and they're like, okay, what's the problem that you're solving? And
Well,
for us, it's more about just everyone has these huge wallets full of NFTs that they're just eye
junk.
candy just looking at them, right? Yeah. So I'm like, well, why don't we actually add some utility to these babies, right? Like all I need is to issue a wallet and I can do the rest, right? So it's basically like you get into this video game, and if you find these little like X Pepe area, or like maybe I'll put Ooga Boogas, or there's even like X Punks and stuff. If you get to these areas in the game, you can start handing in these tokens, like just not actually getting rid of them, but
That's
reporting
really
them.
cool, man. Listen,
Yeah.
I feel sorry for interrupting you. I
No,
want to
no, go
let
for
you
it. Yeah.
ramble. I want to let you go on. I do have a structure that I want to keep. You know what I mean? But you're answering questions that I already had, so I'm about to skip some of those questions. But man, you really, I mean, the RPG style game, the collectibles, the no tokens, waking up at that hospital, giving you that vision, basically. That's all. What is it? Kind of a freaking scripture, bro. This is insane, and you guys are actually putting in that work. So now, when you're saying, the actual demo, what's actually live versus basically what's being developed right now?
Yeah, so the demo version was me basically, because like I'm a junior designer or a coder, right? Like I had to learn all this stuff from scratch just to kind of get my vision out there. But I mean, I was into HTML and CSS and stuff back in high school, but I kind of got out of it when I got into like drawing and illustrating and graphic design. So right now on the website we have just like the front end demo game. So there's no actual XRPL attached to it, but it's more of an incentive for people to come in and play the game for free. All you need is like an internet browser, and then if you do win the game, then that's the incentive to go out and get your wallet, because you'll maybe get your first NFT or something, or give you a reason to go out and get a wallet for the first time. So you can play that on our website right now, and it's just super free to play. Yeah, it's all the front end JavaScript right now. So that was basically me proving to myself that I could make a full end RPG game the way I wanted to. And then this last year right now is I'm doing all the back end work. So I'm learning about oracles and databases and just the XRPL in general, so I can actually take like the X Possum NFT collection and then rip all the metadata apart so that I can use it inside the video game on top of all these other use cases I have for the NFT, like not just one thing, but there's going to be multiples that you can use it for the in game. And so that's what I'm working on right now. Is just the back end because I've had to learn SQL, which stands for Sequence Query Language, and that's
Yep.
what you need to talk to when you talk to databases and stuff. So I just need to take that and basically hook it up to my JavaScript so that people can save their files and kind of come back to it. And
I'm
yeah,
I'm
so,
I'm sure you're excited about everything that you're building right now. I want to know what part of the actual build excites you the most, right? Because you're talking dev lingo. I want to know what is it that you're looking at, and you're getting. You know what? I'm excited to do this right now. Let me work on it. What's actually keeping you up at night?
oh, dude, like yeah, you should have seen me last week. I was like just like a kid in a candy store because like for me, my whole life is like okay, like I always like making role playing games. Like I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons to do that kind of thing, right? So for me, it's like okay, like what do you need to like make something happen online where you can save your data and kind of come back to it, right? And then like last week when I was learning SQL and databases and oracles, I'm like, oh my god, like this is it. This is it. This is where I take people's data from their like their NFTs and I transfer it into my video game and actually make the utilities. So yeah, honestly, like learning this SQL language has been like just an eye opener for me, and I really think it's going to be the gateway for a lot of projects in the future about how they can incorporate utility in however which way they want. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. That's freaking awesome, dude. I'm glad that I got a chance to actually talk to you right now. Let me continue. What do you think? Right? Let's say your game it's out in Q1 next year. And I'm not saying that's going to be the date, but let's say that's out. What does success look like for you, basically, in the next 12 months?
Yeah, so this next year is going to be huge for us because, like, honestly, because I'm working on I have the database basically down right now. I just have to set it up and then hook up the XRPL into it to make like actually get the utility. So I want to have most of that actually finished by the end of this month, and then have the beta testers come in like early, like Q1, and then because I've been writing the story for the last 4 years, like just to get crazy content in here, like more you can shake a stick at. Um, I have to. I think I have to do this game in like chapters or seasons, which I never really thought I'd have to do. So I want to have like chapter 1 and 2 ready to go for I think Q2 for just the alpha, and then from there just kind of keep building onto it. So
That
as I said
that's
earlier, like I play Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. These games you can play them for years and years and years. They go on and on and on, right? So I'm like, why can't we do something like that on the XRP ledger? But it's like kind of like World of Warcraft or like Final Fantasy 14 online, but we can use their NFTs and get all these people involved. And there's like 30 million people that play Final Fantasy 14 online daily. And I'm like, man, like if we had those numbers on the XRPL, like it'd be wild. And
hell
so
yeah.
I'm thinking like, yeah, like once this game is up and running, I could even build like I'll tell you some elf right now. So when you beat the boss, I want to have it so that your stats that are on the database get transferred over to a dynamic NFT, and so you can actually take that NFT like character and move it to other video games. So you're not really trapped in one game anymore, you know. Like, and I think NFTs are going to be this huge connecting piece for like metaverses and just gaming in general. And people haven't even scratched the surface yet. So I really feel like we're
Yeah.
like 4 years ahead of the game. You know, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Sometimes it hurts to be early, man. But I tell you what, if you're consistent enough, like you just told me, 4 years in the making, it looks like you definitely want to get this completed. One thing that I see is I'm a gamer myself, and every single game has some type of in-game currency. I know you don't want a currency on the ledger because of X, Y, Z, but essentially, if you're actually building this game and you're gonna have these NFTs, there's gonna have to be some sort of currency within the game. Now, the question would be is, would it be an in-game currency only, or do you want to actually put some value into it, into the real life, like basically something like a little bit like what Fortnite does? They have the VVox, or other type of games have different currency, and there's also other ones that only have in-game currency that you can purchase with fiat, but you cannot convert them back to fiat. So, what are your thoughts on that in regards to an in-game currency?
Oh yeah, you're speaking my language here. So like, when it comes to these role playing games and stuff, usually you have like dailies you got to do, right? So you come in, you do these like 3 tasks, and you get like a coin or something. So we are going to have some kind of payout token. We have a name set up, but I'm not going to tell anybody just yet.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's a classic like RPG like thing, so I think it's going to be pretty fun. But
Can I
yeah,
can I
so
buy the NFTs with that token?
Well, no, you'll have to play the game to get the token, so you're only going to get it by winning, kind of thing. So we're gonna
Yeah,
have
yeah, no,
actually,
no, no. I'm saying after I'm playing the game, after I'm earning some, I'm progressing through the world. I'm earning all these tokens. Now, can I just only buy things within that game, or can I actually buy NFT from you, the other player that is playing that you earn at different NFTs? I can send you my tokens, and basically buy your NFT from you. I don't know if you've seen OTG. They have a gun token that you can actually purchase different parts of the bodies for that character, and you can literally just spend the guns on that. You cannot trade the guns for fiat, I don't think, right now, but you do can purchase NFTs within that ecosystem.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, like even like when people get this token, like you'll have to win it in game, but it'll be on the decks. Like you can sell it, and then we're also going to have like our own in-game store, right? So we'll have other people's NFTs premiered in there. We can do like collabs with other projects, and then we'll even have like weapons and special armors and stuff that you can only get with this token, right? So if it's like something that's really special and out there, like, oh, say you have like 5 tokens and you need like 15, you can go on the decks and maybe sell yours off because someone else wants it for bad, kind of thing, right? So you might be able to make a couple bucks just from the XRP, and then take that and transfer it to fiat, or do whatever you have to do with it. So yeah, definitely have something like that.
Okay, well, thanks for sharing that, man. I want to transition into some structure, basically some transparency question, right? This is something I will be asking most of the project because where the ecosystem is today, right? There's a lot of things that are happening in regards to other projects. Of course, I wanted to say, is there multiple dev on this team that basically will have wallets controls, basically the people that are going to be involved in the project, somebody that could hurt the community by actually having access, you know what I mean? I want to know, is there, are you the sole key holder, or you're going to have other people within that?
Yeah, so with this project, it's usually just me and my brother Jason. He's down the crowd there right now. You can see him in the Xpossum account. But yeah, he usually controls all the accounts. He does most of that stuff, so I can just be busy, focused on the dev work because I'm the main dev in the project for us, and Jason's actually been kind of learning Linux and doing more of the Node kind of stuff on the side. So we're actually gonna be setting up our own submission validator node for the XRPL in the coming year as well, and we'll be able to use that rather than the XRPL cluster, which is just the public cluster that the XRPL Labs runs. Um, so he's learning a bit of code. He's actually set up some like a detonator thing, mint like little option thing function that we had. So like he's learning the coding at the same time as me, kind of deal. And we're just getting smarter as the years go by, right? And
Yeah.
if there's something that we want to learn, like we just go out there and do it and just make it happen because the only people that we can really depend on is ourselves, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
100%. But let me lead you into the next question. Obviously, as I said earlier, I believe Dev has to get compensated, right? Because essentially, you do what you love, but at the same time, you have to sustain yourself. I wanted to know how do you how is the dev compensation structure, right? Is there going to be some sort of rewards over time, from the NFT sales, or even the token that is not going to be indexed, but it is at some point. How does that look in regards to compensation for basically you and your brother Jason? And Jason, what's going on? I threw you a mic. Hopefully, you can come up. And before you answer, I wanted to share. I'm going to personally grab two of your NFTs to give it out on the show. I put it on the pin post for anybody that is in here. If you want to be able to win this, you have to share the screen, the space, and also comment for two other people to come in. And basically, one good question that we can ask Dev, and Dev, I would want either Jason or yourself afterwards to just look through the comments and pick somebody with a good question, so we can basically answer that and then go from there. Whenever the show ends, I'll go ahead and contact the winners, or unless you want me to have them contact you directly, and I'll send you the XRP so you can actually give it to them. However the case might be. So with that said, let's ask. Let's hear your answer in regards to the compensation for the devs.
Yeah, so originally with our XPOSM token, it was free. Like it was, before it was the IU days. So 80% of our supply for XPOSM was like, yeah, free. Just all you do is set up the trust line, it went out to you, kind of deal. But in our white paper, um, we set out so that like some of the supply would go to me. I think it was like maybe 400 NFTs at the time, kind of deal. So Jason, our main account, has I think about 2,000 NFTs still in it, and we're using that for just giveaways and just future promotions. And people have like poker games and Christmas giveaways and stuff like that. So we've kept a little stash just so we can kind of keep the supply going for the community for forever many years that we're going forward. And the problem, like back in the days, everyone just got your token, they dumped it, kind of deal. So I was picking up some XPOSM tokens off the floor for like 50 cents, and now they're worth like 20 bucks. So for me, I got paid out in XPOSM, which isn't really the most best idea because you can't really go and buy bread with it or pay your bills and stuff like that. But I believe in this project so much that I know people are going to be coming back for me and looking at these as collectibles in like 10, 20 years. And that's kind of where I'm going to make my money or, kind of get some money back from it. And like, I know people want to use these things in the video game. They just don't know, they can't see the vision where I do. Right. So I
Yeah.
feel like I have this like insider advantage because I know what's coming down the road, but no one else does. And so for me, like, I was okay with it. You know what I mean? Like, I know what these things are worth and I'm okay building away on it, kind of thing. So,
So
yeah,
it
so we don't
sounds.
have a meme coin. Like it's basically me every day. Like I actually quit my main job because I'm so bullish on this project. I want to learn coding. I do this about like 14 hours a day kind of deal, just like grinding every day kind of deal. And yeah, like I'm sitting here. I want to see this vision come to life, and I'm doing it financially, just paying it out of my own pocket, basically.
Man, that's freaking awesome. I mean, I'm no expert. I'm not a great character judge by any means because I've been rugged so many times. But I tell you what, I can hear the passion behind your words. I can hear the vision. I mean, it sounds like you definitely in this for the long haul, and I appreciate you. But one question I want to ask you. This is the first time that we actually hear from you. I usually go and participate on Stone Coffee and Crypto every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. How come you haven't visited that space? And if you haven't, for whatever reason, I would like to extend an invitation so that more of the community can actually get to know you, right? This space, you're going to be able to share it with others in regards to any question that, is answered here. It's all compartmentalized in one space. But in Stone Space, you actually get to show off through Stone for the community, and you get more interaction like that. Because I think, by the sound of it, this is a really important project for yourself, and I think you should get more eyes than what you have. Like I said, this is my first time hearing about all this, and I'm super excited. I can't wait to actually play the game and start getting some collectibles. But I definitely want to know, what's stopping you from actually getting into coffee and crypto, or maybe you have been there and I just haven't been there on that day.
Yeah, great question. But yeah, actually, like, so I think I showed up on some like Coffee Crypto like maybe twice before, but I haven't really been doing it lately. I've been kind of listening and stuff. But like, I'm in a point right now, like I think I said like 6 months ago, like when I started getting down with like the back end coding and stuff, like I'm in like work mode right now. I got my
Yeah.
head down. I want to make sure I have a product that's ready to go and not just be all talk like a lot of these other projects that are getting out
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Well,
So for me, it's like I want to have this game ready to go because I've been talking about it for 4 years and I'm done talking about it. Like I've been on the trenches doing all this kind of stuff, but I'm on game time now. I want to show people how great we're going to be and how awesome this game is going to be. And so for me, like I can't wait to get up on that stage and actually have this cool product that I'm so proud of. I've had this vision since I've been like a kid, and now it's actually like I got goosebumps right now even talking about it.
oh
And like I
man.
can't wait to get up there and like be like, check this out, guys! Like XRP Lost Boss, we're not talk. We're actually here to get something done, and here's the proof to show you guys, right? So that's kind of where I'm at, and it's not that I don't like getting on stage and stuff like that, but I feel like now the time is to get the work done, and then I can come and party with you guys when the job's done, you know.
Sounds great, man. I definitely appreciate you. And just to let the speaker knows that have joined us, there's going to be a section where I'm going to allow you guys to go ahead and ask some questions and make some comments. Let me continue with the structure that I have, though. So obviously, community is the key, right? Because you can build the greatest thing in the world, but if you don't have people to actually use your product, then that's going to be faded out, right? So how can the community self participate beyond just holding the actual collectible? What's the one thing that you would want the community to do that would definitely help you in your endeavors?
Yeah, well, we do things called Friendship Fridays, usually every 2 weeks, where we get together with another project on the XRPL. We do some like art exchange, or we do some, art in another person's style and stuff like that. So even as people engaging in our posts and just liking that and just getting involved, like even if you get into our Discord, if you own one X Possum, we have like this spinner wheel where you can win more prizes, and if you have 6 plus, then you can get onto the platinum wheel and whatnot. So yeah, just
Yeah,
staying engaged and just like talking and asking questions and just getting involved in these questions, like these spaces right now, and just asking questions and stuff has always been great. I
that's
think it's kind
awesome.
of hard for me too, because like a lot of the community doesn't know what I do in the background, even as a dev, right? Like it's hard for people to kind of wrap their brain about how you take these like zeros and ones and turn it into a video game. So yeah, I'm just kind of hoping some people come at me some super hard questions, because I've been working so hard and I know all the technicals and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a hard
Yeah,
question. Yeah, yeah.
that listen, I'm glad that you're ready for those super hard questions. I'm here to amplify you as a dev, man, and I hope some of these guys that I have on the stage can take that to heart and actually ask you some questions later on. Now, what should people be paying attention to next? What do you think is going to be the next catalyst for XRPL Awesome Possum?
I think just utility in general. Like everyone like comes in. It's usually the hype that gets people involved, or like meme coins, and it gets people from other blockchains over, kind of thing. But then like once you hear, the question always turns to like, whoa, what does it do? So I think once we start getting some more use cases and more like fun things to do on the ledger, besides like banking and just making money, I think it'll bring a lot of eyes over and give people maybe a reason to get into crypto for the first time.
Man, oh my God, my guy, I really appreciate you stepping into this space and answering the questions. This is exactly what I want KYD to basically do, right? I want people to know that dev exists. They're not just creating hype, but they're actually creating, actual tools, actual things that you can actually use in real life. So for everyone listening, remember, obviously, do your own research. I say it every single day. The community decides basically who earns their trust. Right, so this space is it's recorded, so it will basically live as a reference. So if you're not here live or have any questions later, this conversation is something that the team can basically share directly. So basically, next Sunday I'm gonna have another KYD, but it's never the best time is now, basically. So much love to everyone who has definitely showed up on the live stage. People that are coming up. Now I want to open up the mic to you guys. First of all, let me say good morning, Stone Taylor, and we'll be free, Melissa. Please, and Gork, I want to let you know, if you don't know them, obviously Stone is the host of Coffee and Crypto, and World Be Free. It's Melissa. She actually does something like this, but actually on camera. So if you're okay with camera, maybe you guys can connect. And Taylor, of course, he's one of the greater artists in XRPL, and he's also part of the farm community. So I'm gonna go ahead. Seniority is key for me. So Stone, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming into KYD. I appreciate your time. Gork, it's all yours.
Yo, Uga Tiger, great idea hosting these Sunday spaces highlighting one developer at a time. And hell yes, I know Gork. Um, he come by the show a couple of times. He does go and hang out in the listeners lounge. Every time I ask him to come up and speak, he's like, I'm busy. But yes, I know him. I know the game, and I'm looking forward to much more success out of Gork and his brother. It's Chris and
Jason.
oh, Jason. Got it.
Yep.
Fantastic. Yeah, you guys are always welcome to the show. And the thing that you kind of blew through, you guys, he's in America. He went to Swell in two different countries. Um, to put that kind of money into a plane ticket alone or the hotel stay alone overseas, to take that leap of faith and get on a 12-hour plane ride over a pond. How many people do you know have done that? Now, of course, my circle is thick with those.
being in the military, guys travel all over the world constantly. For a civilian to do it on their own merit, on their own dime, with a leap of faith to find out more information on the things they're going to build, that shows you intent. And that's what stuck out to me the first time I met these guys was how much effort they've put in without return. Think about that, and
Yeah.
how long they've been doing it. So I think you guys have what it takes. I think that your heart's in the right space, and I'm glad you're getting noticed. I know that the problem with guys like you, and this is a compliment, but the problem with guys like you is that you're so in love with what you're building that you forget to tell anybody about it. And it's like, or you tell everybody about it that's standing right next to you, but they're already bought in. They've already decided that they're going to support you. And when I say bought in, guys, I mean time and energy. So if you haven't looked into Gork, put your time and energy into them, buy into what they're doing, support them, because compliments go a very long way when it comes to guys that build in the dark. So congratulations, good job. I think you're doing a great job. I think that your roadmap is exactly where it needs to be with the amount of people you have working on it. And when you get tired of your fingertips bleeding, reach out for help. We know people now. There's more than just what was. We had this wave of builders that, just like you 4 years ago, are just as passionate about what they're doing, and and everybody needs help. Whether that's through a conversation, a brainstorming session, or what Uga Tiger is doing right here for you and highlighting and giving you an opportunity to speak about your project. But make sure you come out of the closet, guys. Get up out of the basement.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Stone. Gordon,
Playing
go
from
ahead if
secret.
you want to go ahead and reply to that. But if not, we'll give the mic to either Taylor, actually Melissa. Taylor, ladies first.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, just don't. Yeah, thanks for the compliments. I really appreciate it. And yeah, like you're so true, right? Like it's so hard to wear all these different hats, being a project like a co-founder and stuff like that. And like for me, it's like it's so much easier just to focus on one thing at a time versus like switch it like 4 times in a day kind of thing. So I'm just like in dev mode right now, and I can't wait to come out of the closet and just start chatting about all the cool stuff. And yeah, it's like I'm excited to show everybody. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's gonna be like a that day when the day it goes live is going to be like probably the day my life changes kind of thing, right? So yeah,
Hey,
thanks for the compliments.
and one thing before you move on, Uga Tiger, I know it's a short space and you got a lot of people want to talk. Remember Niles IMUTV, that streaming service? Why not do a video game walkthrough where you crush that video game in an hour with links and a QR code to say, come and beat my score? Stream it.
Not a bad idea. Yeah, I just got to get down and do it.
Yeah, there you go, my man.
Melissa, tell me you're ready. Tell me you got time. It's Sunday. Welcome to
It's
KYD.
good morning. Uh, Great concept. I love the Sunday morning. I woke up and I'm looking around. I'm like, what am I going to listen to this morning? I'm like, oh, I know what I'm going to listen to. And then I see Gork on here. And now, Gork, you don't know me, but I know you. I've been following you for a while. And congratulations. I'm glad to hear you up here. And one of the things that struck me, the brother concept, like the of the two of you working together. I have two boys myself, and every time I see brothers working together, I get excited because I know something magical is going to happen, or it's either going to be disastrous or it's going to be magical, right? So I really think that's awesome, and I loved hearing your story this morning because I didn't realize how in depth this was with what you're doing, and I love the idea of given the opportunity to bring some of these other NFTs into your game. That that you're providing an avenue for some of these folks that are very talented, but they might not have the level of creating a game, or they always wanted, like, I'm seeing the token, the little my little token dipper token guy, in your game someday, and so I just think that's really awesome. Uh, and like Stone said, someone that nobody knows that takes a lot of money to fly to go to Apex and meet up and be right in there where all of the devs are, all of the people that are really trying to learn how to use the ledger and build their projects. I mean, you put yourself in the right circles of people out the gate. And I think that's very important, and it does show intent. And so, I just really want to congratulate you on that. And what do you see? Do you ever see this uh like having more than one version, or like what is your timeline, for the future? Are you intending on building it out even further than it is, or?
Yeah, well, honestly, like this game, I want to have it. So basically, I want to have dynamic NFTs kind of come in, and that's what your kind of player character is going to be. But I always thought too, because there's only like 9,600 of these X possums. But if you have like 10,000 people playing your game, then some people aren't going to be able to have these X possums. So will we ever make like a second edition down the road? Who knows? But the option's definitely there. But I definitely want to be adding more like a more video game for what you're getting for your NFTs, so that people can keep using these NFTs in like version 1, version 2, version 3, so they don't have to keep spending $20 here, $30 there, just to kind of keep playing the game. um,
Well, I
yeah.
wanted to add, man. Like I said earlier, I'm a gamer myself, and I can tell you, I spent upon thousands of dollars on Call of Duty, on skins, on guns, blueprints, on XYZ. I've spent money for my sons, V Bucks, the Fortnite thing on Roblox, and none of that is an NFT. None of that has rights to anything. So I'll tell you what: if your game is successful, as I think it is going to be, having the NFTs attached to that, it's going to be game changer, and that's just something that we want, to actually be implemented in the future. Every single game that comes out, they're gonna have an NFT, because if they don't, it's like they never adapted the internet back in the '90s, right? So anything that has an NFT that is actually adapting it now, I think is going to be very, very successful in the future. And again, that might be a different opinion from others, but I think just the same as the internet help others transition and actually stay alive, those who don't adapt the NFT phase, I think they're actually going to end up fading as well. So yeah, no, definitely, I'm super excited, man. And again, I'm happy that you came up. Also, we have Taylor on the stage. Please tell me you're available. KYD, thank you for showing up. Are you having any music for Gork?
Ooh, that's a good idea. No, I'm just working today in the sub-zero temperatures, tuning in and educating myself right now on Xbox. So just enjoying the show. Thank you for putting this
All
together.
right. Well, thank you, man, for coming up. Thank you for sharing. Go ahead, Melissa.
I just wondered, Gork, while you've been attending these conferences with some of the devs that have been in it from the beginning, um, what's the overall vibe there in person? I've never been to Apex, but what's the overall vibe for your concept from those in the community that are building with the prospects of something like a game and using NFTs for the characters? Do they believe that that is a direction that this is going to go in as well?
Yeah, good question. I know like there's a lot of gaming projects and stuff at the first day Apex I went to in Amsterdam, so there's like more kind of fun vibes and stuff like that. Where the one in Singapore was more about DeFi and like decentralized finance and that kind of thing. So there wasn't that many. There's like maybe two gaming projects in the crowd, like me and like Zerpmon kind of deal. And so I know like a lot of like I don't think we've ever gotten a grant because I'm a junior dev, and then also too like the whole gaming thing isn't really something that they're trying to strive for, like for Ripple as a company. So I kind of feel like we're in a whole league of our own right now. And like once I show people that you can actually make money and do something cool with these NFTs, I think that's when the retail is going to come over and like, oh, okay, like we should just copy what these guys are doing because they've made it a success story out of it. But I don't think anyone's even there yet. Or I think another big problem too is like, I think about this the other day is like we're stuck with all these like coders and all these like super techie kind of people, but I think a lot of people don't really have big imaginations anymore because they're so like right-sided brained, right? Whereas me is like I'm really good with my left and right, so it makes me a really good game developer, and I can kind of think of things abstractly and make things more fun versus just so technical and just numbers and stuff like that. But yeah, the vibe it's usually pretty good because usually I tell them this one person what I was doing, and they're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Like, what are you doing? Like, that's crazy! Like, this is gonna be so cool!" So, I mean, you do come across those couple people in the crowd just because you're doing something so wild and new and innovative that they haven't even thought about it yet. You know.
Yeah, and we had someone on Dipito that has been writing and building for a long time, making graphics and like the storyline and all of these things to eventually put into to a game. Like you say, there's people that are like really creative, and then there's the people that are the developers, and usually those two minds don't come together, and bring something out as awesome as what you've built. And so hopefully there will be you will spark some folks into thinking this, because I don't play video games. I'll just be straight up honest about that. But I do know a lot of people, just like Uga Tiger said, that do play them, and I just could see like a huge market for it. So yeah, congratulations on having your idea and just continuing on with it. It sounds like an awesome concept, and I wish you all the success.
Billions
Oh,
and
thanks.
billions.
I
Go
got I got
ahead,
a funny
Gord.
story for you guys. You want to hear this? Like at Singapore, last year when I was there, when they were doing their final statements and stuff like that, David was on talking to Mayuka on stage, and David's like, you know what? Like we're here for DeFi. Like I think it's going to change the world, but you know what? Maybe NFTs and collectibles will change the world. And he like was staring right at me, and I'm like, oh man, like I got goosebumps, and like it was such a cool feeling. And like I know David. I think his second NFT in his collection is an X Possum, and so I know there's all like even Vici has an X Possum in his collection. Like there's all these huge people a part of the XRPL who are rooting us on from like the shadows kind of thing. And I just like I got goosebumps right now. Like I can't wait just to like hey David, what do you think about my game? Like next time I show up at Apex.
I think you and I know he is definitely a gamer. So, I mean, this is super exciting, my friend. I really appreciate that you actually came up to the show. I added two more speaker. I didn't want to really go over an hour, so let me just give each one of you guys a chance to ask a question, and then I want Gord to actually, basically, you know what? First, Gord. So most people go into this without expectation, right? That there is no anyways, my whole point is there a question that you would like to be asked that you haven't yet answered, and something that you think or feel that the community should know about this?
Yeah, maybe just like my background. Like, what are some video games that have inspired me to do what I do? Even with that
That
question
was my
too.
follow-up question. I wanted to you for you to compare. What do you think? Any out a game that is out right now that is going to be comparable to what you're making? And sorry, go ahead. You keep answering two questions at once.
There's no game out there that's like this. That's the great part about it. Yeah, it's like I don't know. Like I used to read these like choose your own adventure books back there, read them right, and like the problem with that is like you pick one page or one option and you end up dying, so you have to go back to that last page, pick the other option, kind of continue your story. So they've been flawed since the very beginning. I've been wanting to change this like the narrative since the very beginning, and I think the only way you can really compare this game to other ones is back in the early 90s, there was this one game called Zanx Gate. And I think this guy from Seattle was hosting it. And there's like maybe like 8 people online playing this. It's all text based. You can go to the forest, you can go to the cave, and you just fought. And like you just sit there and like whoever had the most experience was on the top of the leaderboard. And that's all it basically was. And it's like, I want to do something like that, but just add the XRP onto it. And then I can actually the story that I've written out actually has people's characters from the community in it. So like say, our community Johnny's playing, and also he starts reading himself in my video game. He's like, oh my god, right? Like, and he becomes even more attached to it. And I can do that because we have all this control now, and it's on the internet, and you can just basically do what you want until someone tells you got to shut her down, right?
Right, right. Hey, welcome to the show, Snowman. Welcome to KYD. How you doing today? You have a question for Gork, or maybe a comment or statement you want to make?
GM, everybody. I don't necessarily have a question. I just want to thank you, Tiger, for giving back the OGs their voice. And obviously, we cannot miss the space where one of the real OGs are on the spot. So we go back with Awesome Possum for a long time, and we support each other since like 2021, if I remember correctly. So for quite few years, and we are here to support the real builders, and we could not have missed this space. Although maybe we are a bit late in the space, but just want to thank you guys. You are awesome, and not just the possum, but you are awesome as well.
Snowman, this is a recorded space. So trust and believe you can go back. That's why I'm trying to keep it under an hour so people don't feel bad going to listen to it, right? 1 hour should be great that you can listen to on a car ride. Split it into two sections so you don't miss this information. This is actually a great timing. Also, we had two more hands, and this will be the last two hands, please. Let's go with Toback and Stone. You can do our closing before Gork.
Um, French, anyone?
No, no French, my friend. I'm
We.
sorry. Uh,
I heard wee wee, but
nah, I can say we, man, but that doesn't mean But you can. It sounds like you can speak it well. You have a quick question?
I don't know. Did anyone, like maybe Stone, have a question about my bio or
Nah, no,
anything
not at all, my
else?
friend. Well, thank you very much for actually coming up. You have yourself a good day, my friend. This is space is strictly for XRPL Awesome Possum. No other shills allow. I love the fact that Panos just came in. Panos, I want you to actually go back to this so you can see the structure as well. And Stone, you can definitely do your closing thoughts. Then we'll go with Gork, and then I'll say something at the end. Go ahead, Stone.
Hey, I just wanted to thank Gork for coming in here. Somebody else had just mentioned, yes, he is one of the OGs. 4 years building. His second NFT collection is out and in the links up above. They are 20 XRP, but somebody dropped a few on the floor for 15. I'm gonna go scoop up one of those. Gork, I just really appreciate you taking the time, and Uga Tiger, you taking the time to have this conversation. It was good, and there's a lot of people that have been in this space the last couple of years that haven't got a chance to meet um, Gork, and this is great. Thank you. Go on.
Well, thanks for showing up, Stone. I appreciate you. Gork, any closing thoughts, any common statements that you want to make to the community? Remember, this is a recorded space. You're muted, my friend.
Yeah, sorry, just the little things are so close to my phone, fat fingered it there. Yeah, no, just get ready for some cool stuff in 2026. We've been building for 4 years, as you guys know, and 2026 is going to be your year, and this is where it all comes together. I am so excited sitting on this other side of the screen, like working away every day kind of thing, and I can't wait for you guys to just be a part of it. And we're gonna make some cool memories on the XRPL, and it's gonna be legit. It's gonna be so fun.
Nice, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Hey, Gork or Jason, if you don't mind going through those comments so we can pick somebody to win those two NFTs. You can again ask them to send you a wallet address to your DMs, not in the comments because people can actually fake those. So while that's happening, I'll go ahead and say my closing remarks to everyone. Also, whomever is here, next week's space is going to be an Anado space, the KYD with panels himself. So hopefully you're here for the next one. With that said, I want to thank every single builder for stepping into the space and answering real questions in real time. That's not easy, but it matters. Know Your Dev exists to bring clarity where there's confusion and context where there's noise. This is how trust is built in this ecosystem, not through hype, but through conversation and accountability. This space is recorded and will be live as a reference, basically. If you ever want to understand this project beyond just the headlines or timeline, start here with this space. We'll be back next Sunday with yet another episode of KYD. Same place, same standard. Much love to everyone building with integrity. We appreciate your time. Until the next time, my friend, here you go. Playing from speaker. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Know your dev, let it breathe for a minute. Know your dev, let it breathe for a minute. Yeah, yeah. Know your dev, know the code, know the mind. No shortcuts here, just blood and time. From the spark to the ship, from the dark to the shine. Know your dev, yeah, we building it lines. Yeah. Know your dev, know the hands that create. Not the hype, not the noise, just the weight. If it runs tomorrow, it was built last night. Know your dev, yeah, we earned this right. Late nights, empty rooms, screens glow blue. Pressure on the clock, but the vision stay true. From ideas on paper to systems that scale. Every failure a lesson, every win leave a trail. They don't see the hours when the chat go quiet, when the doubt get loud, but the focus stay right. We don't copy waves, we design a tide. Every block locked in with the future inside. Know your dev, know the code, know the grind. Every scar on a build tell a story in time. From the first commit to the final deploy. Know your dev, yeah, we build not noise. No suits in the room, just makers and why. Turning risk into structure, stress into fire. Open minds, open ledgers, truth in the work. If the system stand tall, you know who did the dirt. This ain't overnight, this is years in the cut. Trust earned slow, never forced, never rushed. When the lights come on and the product go live, that's a piece of the builder still coded inside. Not a headline, not a trend. This is humans who build what the future depends. If it runs, if it scales, if it stands the test. Put respect on the dev, yeah, remember the rest. Know your dev, know the source, know the flame. Same legend, same mission, different name. Fade to black, but the work still low. Next episode soon. Know your dev. Know your dev. No more anonymous. Until the next one. Thank you for showing up.